Under the stone?
Ah, was muted. Hello, everyone. Trying to figure out how to get something to work. Ah, was muted. Hello, everyone. Trying to get something to work for tomorrow. So we're gonna sit here and chat because how's everyone doing? To play BG3 website, yeah. How did that go? I started watching, and then probably about like 10 minutes into me watching, my power went out. So let's start this game again. There's no stopping, and it was great. Yeah, I know. Said I started doing the like the Skyrim challenge a little bit, and I just wasn't feeling good. So I've just been working on stuff. Currently trying to get something set up, which is why I'm live again. And why is it just called test? Because for some reason, what I'm trying to do isn't working. He'll go to romance except Fizz, I think. Who's Fizz? Who's Fizz trying to romance? Halson, I presume. Bear? Yeah. Yeah. Da, 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 Yeah, I called it. Prison night because my suburb is really bad. It's probably stream instead. Yeah. You gonna be streaming here soon? This I'll probably stop in once I figure out this. I don't necessarily understand what's happening. Streaming now? No. I'm running on my couch. I feel that in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Because I want to do something. So tomorrow, probably gonna be doing a stream. We'll be playing Elden Ring, but I want to get something else installed. There's gonna be a couple twists to it. We can only stream 9 now. Friday, Tuesday if we play. Yeah. Why is this? What is this doing? I just want to play the game. Yeah, it's crowd control. Yeah. Because we're basically. What it's gonna be is I'm going to stream until I beat the game with crowd control. Because I could like easily beat the game in like sub 20 hours. No DLC, just base game. I'm trying to figure out like because it's not working. Like it's not saying it's like connecting for some reason. Because like I've done everything in 1.2, but then it's just not actually like setting it up, and I'm not sure why. And whenever I went to launch the game, it's now making me basically, I guess maybe verify my file integrity. I don't know what's happening. So we're just here chatting. We'll turn on. We'll put on some like lo-fi, just chill. I did delete my overlays and reauthorize Twitch and Stream Elements because nothing was working. It was probably whenever you got affiliate. If you didn't already have like two-factor on, because I didn't. But whenever yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. It's a lot of the two-factor stuff. Because you have to have that enabled. So then you have to go in and like reauthorize everything, and it just makes any like authorizing anything just a super pain. Because I had that issue in the beginning where so Twitch doesn't get mad at me. We're just chatting. But in my what's it called? My two-factor wouldn't work for the longest time. It was like a week. So there was like a week after I got affiliate where I just like couldn't do anything. Yeah. Well, so what had happened was when I went, like, because my phone number was already like linked and everything, I just didn't have two-factor enabled. It wasn't sending me like the two-factor authentication code. So I clicked like resend code a couple times, and then it was like, we've sent too many codes. And then it was like, try again later, and I would wait like 12 hours. It'd be like, all right, we'll send you another code. I'd click it. It would want me to like verify my email address and everything, like log in. I would do that, and then it would just go, we've sent too many codes. And it did this for like a week straight. I gave them to contact like Twitch support and everything, and they were like, we think it's fixed. And I'd be like, nope, not fixed. And then one day it just worked. My chat was working, but the raid animation wasn't working. And it wasn't counting followers. Yeah, just so many weird things break. Use Duo for my jobs over to my sim anywhere. I have to wait for the push on. I'm also in N. Yeah, there do be like 3 minutes of ads. My bad. Oh yeah, we're at the 15-minute mark. 50 seconds of ads. Welcome back. Now, I need to look at my ad settings. I'll do that while I'm sitting here thinking. Because I don't have, like, my ads giga boosted. But I know they just play a bunch. Yeah, I have like 6 minutes of ads per hour. We also did it at the 15-minute mark, so it's set not to play ads until 15 minutes. And the whole reason that I do 6 minutes is so there's no pre-rolls on ads. You never have to worry about it. Because having pre-rolls for your ads is like terrible to have people coming in. Because like if I click on a stream and there's just like insta ads, like not my deal with that shit. And let me get in, talk to them for a couple minutes, then there's ads. That's fine. I'm changing my ad settings, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Well, because if you have more than 3 minutes, then you get a higher revenue share. So you have like a higher, I forget what it is. Actually, no, I'm at 8.5 minutes. It used to be at 6, but I bumped it up a little bit. Because if you go like more, if you go like, I think it's like 3 minutes or more, and you go from like 40% to 55% revenue share. It's nice, yeah. Yeah, I think I made, I think it's something like, is what I had, 720, I think like easily easily like 60% of my revenue last month came from ads. Yeah, here we go. It's a 3-minute ad break every 21 minutes. That's not that bad. Here's the thing with that though, is that if you get like a sub and like someone gets a random sub, then they're gonna come like check out your channel. Then they'll probably like resub. So you know, realistically, if it's something going back to you, that's why a lot of people do that. I know there was someone. Why are we not working? Trav going, which is funny. Yeah. Wait, no, go back. Is it my version of the game? I guess I am technically like on the new version of the game. Yeah, PC. I'm telling you now, never, ever, ever buy a sub or bits on mobile. What? Oh my god. I forgot about this character. That's fucking Steve. Oh my god. But yeah, because they charge, I think it's like a ridiculously amount. Like, I think they charge like 30% more or something like that. When I learned I was being scammed, I was so mad. Yeah, because they charge like 30% more on mobile just for their personal fees. Because like any sale on mobile, they always take 30%. Like they take 30% of any purchase on mobile. And when like Ample was getting sued by Epic Games because they were taking away their V-Bucks profits, and they were like, "This is in our terms of service," and then there was like the whole thing there. So now, anytime there's something like that, they just tack on 30% more. So then they're like, "Well, we're taking 30%. So we're gonna charge 30% more," and then you have tax. So it's like on PC, it's probably like It's like $5 for a tier 1 sub. On mobile with tax. With tax, it's like six something. It's like six something dollars. On PC, on mobile, it's closer to 11 per sub. It's absolutely wild. It almost doubles the price. And that was not anything. I didn't even know about that for the longest time. Oh, I figured out why it wasn't working. It was in the wrong version. Sorry. Yeah. Because, like, that's the thing. Like, if you have some way to download that stuff on, or like any form of something that can access, like, Google, right? That's not on mobile. Like, you have, like, a Surface tablet or something, a laptop. Even if it can just open. Hey Fizz, if it can just open Twitch for like a fraction of a second, right, so that you can purchase this, then that is realistically all you need. Alright. Oh my god. Okay. So, we're gonna go to... Hold on. So it's working now. I figured out why it wasn't working. It was purely because... What is crowd control? So basically people will pay bits or stuff like that to cause things to happen in the game. So you use bits. Is this the first person camera? Yeah. Is it working now? Yeah. So just for funsies, because this isn't the one I'm going to be using, but like, will summon Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. But yeah, so you get some free coins. If you're a subscriber, you get some extra free coins. And the game crashed. Um. Oh, these reset earlier. Yeah, rip. Hold on. These reset. I had a bunch of custom ones, but we'll do all that tomorrow. So, but yeah, boom. This is what's gonna be. We're gonna have an end session. This is what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. Uh, so yeah, we're just gonna be chatting for now. We're gonna play a scary game with us sometime. Carly, do you know what game I want to play? I already asked Travis to play it with me. I want to play Phasmophobia with people. Because I have the game. I want to play Phasmophobia. Yeah. Because they just had a huge update to the game. They just updated it. What is the update? Yeah, Chronicle. Yeah, it was just released there on the 24th. Yeah, it's cross-platform because I have it on Xbox. Because my friend bought it for another friend who lives in another country, and then turns out you can't send Xbox gifts across countries. I don't like horror ever, Fizz, but like it's funny. I want to play Repo, yeah. I'm skeptical when you say it's funny. It's funny when other people are like dying. It's funny in that way. There's also proxy chat. Give me a second. It's a pretty funny game. It's a pretty fun game. So I've played it a few times, so I want to play it a bit more. But yeah, Repo's one I want to play. There's another one. Oh, it's a Lockdown. I know that Cat's been asking me to play that. Lockdown Protocol. Let's go. One hit. Rip. Oof. Rip Gale. Classic Wizard, though. Yeah, there's little stuff they just added with the Chronicle update. So, media, the core of Chronicle update is our complete rework of how media is gathered and reported in Phasmophobia. A brand new piece of equipment has been added along with 2 new types of media, videos, and sound recordings, as well as revamping challenges and progression systems. In addition to the above, photo system has been adjusted. Maximum photos players can take in an investigation has been reduced from 10 to 5. New types of photos can be gathered. EMF readings on the EMF reader. 3 ghost forms, physical, dots, and shadow. The phototypes below have been removed to video media and will no longer be able to be photographed. Light switches, door movements, thrown objects, ghost interactions with various objects. Videos. Our first new media type introduced in Chronicle is video recording using the video camera. Players can capture video during an investigation. A total of 5 videos can be captured in a single investigation. To capture video footage, players need to hold down the use button while aiming the camera at a spot they wish to record. A new icon will display on the video camera, encouraging the player to record. Below the section of recordable media below is a selection of recordable media during an investigation. Ghost hunting, ghost triggering crucifix, ghost orbs, thrown objects, doors being moved, ghosts interacting with objects, rocking chairs, gas cannons, stirs, etc. Light source shattering, ghost blowing out a candle or fire, more to discover. There's a bunch of sounds, there's like CCTV. They've just added a bunch of stuff. And probably more since I last played. You're playing a druid dirge? What a interesting combo. I've never played Druid before, and I can only play Dirge now. Breaktav is boring. I played Dirge once, didn't really like it. I don't think my PC could handle it. Garlic with the cat, so not even on high graphics. Be playing on a toaster oven. Feels like it. I mean, BG3 can be kind of graphic intense sometimes. I feel like if you have a bunch of mods, we do have 40 mods. Yeah, that's probably the problem. My PC can't play Ark, the game I've really been wanting to play. Word of advice, don't. And this is coming from someone who has an unholy amount of time in Ark. Don't do it. 40 mods is nothing. 40 mods for like Skyrim is nothing. But 40 mods for Baldur's Gate 3 is quite a lot. Yeah, don't play Ark. The game. Because unless, like, if you play a single player, it's fine. 100. What if some people have like 150, like 200 mods in a game? I feel like there's just like there just becomes a point of mods where it's an oversaturation. We're just like, don't get me wrong, right? Like I think I have like 50 mods on Skyrim because I'm like, but most of them are cosmetic. It's all cosmetic, yeah. 100 cosmetic mods. I just like to me that's a lot. But like at the same time, if you break it down to hair, you know, all those sort of things, I could see it. Companions, change stuff for them, the starting armor, how armor looks, all that. I can see it. I have like 10 mods in Skyrim. The only one that matters. I want Dagoth on console. Nervar. Get their foreskins, Nervar. Nervar. Here we go. A sweet roll. I don't think he's gonna make no because the problem is that with Skyrim on console you have to go through creations, which is like heavily regulated by Bethesda. Heavily regulated. So you're probably never gonna see anything like that on console. And I don't own the game on Steam, sadly. I could probably. Well, it's 50% cosmetic, 30% cool items, 15% makes the game harder, 5% cheats for Skyrim. Yeah. And the only here's the big reason why I haven't swapped Skyrim from my console to my PC is because of all of the Creation Club stuff I have. Wanting Skyrim is hard. I've heard that. That's why the Creation Club is so easy because it's just built in. Another like the Nexus stuff as well. I know a lot of people use those. 20% cool items I have to find. I see. Here's the problem though, is that depending on the items and depending on what cosmetic mods you have, like if they're for the world, like if they changed how the towns look or something like that, it can just like delete the item. I had that happen because I downloaded this magic mod that, yeah, also ad break coming up, but I had this magic mod and it required, I had to find this book in Riverwood. The book, I couldn't find it because I had the Divine Cities like in Villages mod, and I just couldn't find the book at all because the bucket that the book sits in got deleted. Thus did the book. So I never got to try that mod. Yeah. So I use Nexus for BG3 as well. With the mod manager I use, it's pretty easy, but it took all my third party out to play multiplayer. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Baldur's Gate, I feel like the mods for BG3 are just low-key better than the ones available for Skyrim. Oh, Garlic's in purgatory right now. You know what? No, what? Garlic with the soup! Garlic, you're wonderful. Thank you. I got it on it. It's going on my app. For real, thank you. Thank you, Garlic. Any hot topics? Any hot gaming topics you want me to talk about? Isn't Power World getting sued again? Is it Power World sued again? What's this on Reddit? Power confirms disappointing game changes forced by Pokemon lawsuit. On November 30th, this is on Reddit, so take this with a grain of salt. But it's also Reddit, so this is on r/games like 2 months ago. On November 30th, 2024, we released patch version 0.3.11 for Power World. The patch removed the ability to summon pals by throwing pal spheres, instead changed it to a static system summon next to the player. Several other game mechanics were also changed with this patch. As many have speculated, these changes were indeed a result of the ongoing litigation. What do you mean I could have read for it? Yeah, honestly. I think if you look at 90% of my searches, it's like how to do something, Reddit. Like if I have computer questions, it's like, why does my computer say this? Reddit. With the implementation of patch V version 0.5.5 this week, we must take yet another compromise. From this patch onward, gliding will be performed using a glider rather than with pals. Pals in the player team will still be able to provide passive buffs to gliding, but players will now need to have a glider in their inventory in order to glide? What? We understand that this will be disappointing for many, just as it is for us. We hope that our fans understand that these changes are necessary in order to prevent further disruptions to the development of Power World. We also want to extend our apologies to our fans for the discomfort and concern this ongoing litigation has caused. We remain committed to developing Power World and delivering exciting new content to our fans. I will never understand. Going to bed? Alright, good night. I hate Nintendo. Can I just put that out there? Can I just say that? Just full chest, right? They, for what they're doing, I mean, just like they're making so many, like their games are okay, right? Yeah, like their games are okay. Like if you love Nintendo games, I understand, right? I think the only thing I was really big into Nintendo with growing up was Pokemon. I stopped playing after Black and White 2, which was like peak Pokemon. And if you disagree with me, we're gonna fight. Like anything before that, like once they started going to like the 3DS, I think it was with like X and Y. They just, I don't know. Pokemon, Animal Crossing, and Zelda. I did play Breath of the Wild. I did like Breath of the Wild. It was pretty good. I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom. Also, I never played Black and White. Black and White is peak Pokemon. I'm telling you. It's wonderful. I will pull out my DSi XL. I still have that bitch. Yeah, I still have it. And I will just whip that thing out and just start playing Pokemon. Black and White. 1 and 2. My fave gens are 2 and 3. I also still have it, yeah. And I'll just play it. Like once every couple of years. I'll just go through. My first Pokemon game was Crystal. Old. I've played Platinum, Soul Silver, Black and White, both 1 and 2. Because my sister would get White, I would get Black, and then we would swap. I got it for Christmas, the Game Boy Advance with Crystal Bundle. Oh. But yeah, the because I played on like, who remembers the original DS where you could still play Game Boys on it and like a little thing on the bottom so you could still play your Game Boy games on it? That was like the shit. Of course, yeah. That was like the best thing ever. Because I think I had the pink one, yeah. Well, because what Pokemon game was it? Was it Pokemon Red? Yeah, it was Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon Red. I think it was technically the first one I played. And then I played Soul Silver. And then Heart Gold. Or not Heart Gold. I never played Heart Gold. But I did play Soul Silver. And then Black, White, Black 2, White 2. And then I didn't play anything after that. Well, Platinum. I forgot about Platinum. Yeah, but then that was the thing when Power World came out. I'll just kind of simp Power World a little bit. Well, okay, so talking more Nintendo. So I played most of the Pokemon. We got the Wii U growing up, and I played whatever the Super Mario was for that. I think it was Super Mario U. I think it was Super Mario U. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers U for the Wii U. I played that. I'm back. We'll go back. Yeah, we played this, and we played some other games on our Wii. Were Crystal, Silver, Yellow, Pearl, Ruby, Pearl, Leaf, Green, Moon, Sword, and Violet. My brother and sister always got the other color with the pair. Yeah, that's how it was with me and my twin sister. It's one of us would get one would get the other. Totally didn't want for Ysmir's beard. Oh my god. Yeah, send that link in here so Darla can see it. But favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon? Who would my favorite Pokemon be? Cyndaquil's kind of a chat. Oh yeah, check out that clip. And we'll watch it. Hold on, let me.
What the beard? You're going to freeze to death.
Me? Nah. I'm built different, buddy. Anyways, I'm gonna put on my armor. Bye, Spears beard. You're gonna freeze to death. I've never heard him say that. Who would I'm trying to think. Hold on. This is where we can see all the Pokemon. Yeah. Charizard's kind of a Chad, but that's like a basic answer. I haven't seen Pokemon in so long. It's hard to. It's Celebi. Hold on. Mythical Pokemon? Celebi is gonna Kelio's probably my favorite. They're just cute. This cute little guy. Who's this guy? Yeah, this one. Oh, you already know my favorite. Let me guess, is it Vulpix? Or is it Ninetales? Yeah. Yeah, this is probably my favorite mythical. I don't know like hardly any of these newer ones. Who's this guy? Let's see here. Oh, I think my favorite Pokemon is Vaporeon. I will not elaborate on that. I don't know any of these. This is a legendary? What? What is this? Zapani? Absolutely. What is this? This is just. It's just this bro. Not really, but like. It's from Violet? They just need to stop making Pokemon. It's so hard for them to come up with original ideas that they're all just kind of blending in together. There's a car? Hoopa? Hoopa's pretty cool. This is just Kieran from Monster Hunter. Like, I'm not even joking. Okay, what about your second favorite? What's your favorite Pokemon type? I like Dragon. Honestly, I think my favorite. Favorite Pokemon. I'm so caught up on that. I think it's probably like a Dragon type. Honestly, Rayquaza is probably my favorite legendary. Or is he a legendary or is he a mythical? I can never figure that out. Honestly, Dragonite is probably he's up there. He's like top 3. Hydreigon, just for the meme. If you guys know the Hydreigon meme, Kyurem, he's also pretty cool, especially with his fusions with Zekrom and Reshiram. Oh yeah, the ult forms for Dialga and Palkia. Giratina's is pretty cool. What's the meme? What is it? It's the fucking how do you spell it? Yeah, it's like it's oh, it's this. Ah, it's on Facebook. That's dumb. Alright, we still play it though. It's this stupid clip. What? No, it's muted. Why are we?
Oh, so that's what it is. This is my secret weapon. Let's go! So that's what it is. Your secret weapon's Hydreigon.
Cameron has revealed his secret weapon, Hydreigon.
Cameron's secret weapon.
Hydreigon. Cameron's first Pokemon is the awesome and fearsome Hydreigon.
It's Hydreigon. No wonder you call Hydreigon your secret weapon. I'm totally psyched seeing how powerful your Hydreigon is. That Hydreigon of yours sure is strong, all right. Of course it is. That's why it's my secret weapon.
It's Hydreigon. Yeah. Hydreigon these. True. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know who I would say my favorite Pokemon is. It's a Levi all over again. Fizz, you're never gonna let yourself live that moment down. the moment, like, I'll forget about it. Uh, Also, Smash. Um, the moment I forget about it, you always remind me. Pokemon Smash. Okay, can we hold on? I want to go through Pokédex. Can we? No. Is this it? Will this let me just go through all of them? No. No, so so in Terraria, the NPCs, right? And our guide died, and we got a new one named Levi. And Fizz goes, "Oh, Levy's here." I was like, "Fizz, that's Levi." Yeah. All right, here we go. All right. Pass. 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 Hold on, let me turn the. Pass. 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 Wait, Smash? Which one? Pass, by the way. Oh, fuck. Pass. Pass. B drill? You mean Big Dick B? Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Fuck. Pass. 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 The fact people said smash, that's wild. Pass. Pass. This floor shit. That's a what? Pass. Whoa. Why? Pass. 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 I say I can see that though. Pass. Pass. Excuse me. Pass. 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 Smash. Smash. Pass. Pass. He's passing the good ones. Pass. 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 What? Yeah. Pass. 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 You have to really think about it. Like, really? Have to think about what? Also pass. Everything? Nah. Pass. Pass. I mean, there's some that are just like hard, like, no, pass. Pass. Oh, fuck no, pass. Hell no, pass.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Pass. Oof. Pass. Pass. I'm gonna say pass, but I feel like there's like a surprisingly high amount of smashes just because he's a giant anal bead. Oh no. Pass. 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 Literally just a ball. No, just eggs. No. Pass. 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 Cubone me, buddy, but oh wait, what? It was pass. Hit one Lee? No, pass. Hit one Chan? No, pass. Not smack. Listen, I don't. I think this is the first positive I've seen on the smashes side. Pass. 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 He's gonna smash Gudra? I don't know who that is. Pass. Smash. Pass. It's just a fish. No, it's a starfish. It's 2 starfish. No. Mr. Mime? No. No. Pass. 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 Gyarados. I think Gyarados is probably my favorite Pokemon. But pass. Lapras. Ditto? We're so far from good. Yeah, there's a. I didn't realize that there was over 1,000 Pokemon now. Eevee, pass. 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 Yeah. It's literally just rocks. Pass. Ugh, pass. Ugh, pass. No, pass. It's just a bug. It's just a bug with weird arms. Just a dragon. No, pass. Snorlax. No, pass. Articuno. Yeah, pass. 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 Dratini. Nah, pass. Pass. Close. We'll pass for now. Yep. Pass. Or smash. Oh, pass on you. Chikorita, pass. Bayleaf, pass. Pass. Cyndaquil, pass. Cyndaquil pretty cool though. I think Cyndaquil is like arguably top 10 Pokemon for me. Not pass, but like not like the fuck, but just like overall. Pass. Typhlosion, pass. It's too hot. Totodile, pass. 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 I'm not fucking an alligator. Pass. It's literally just a ferret. Pass. 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 Is the reason this way? No, like, I don't want it to feel like the bitch got gonorrhea. Pass. 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 It's close. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Shuckle? Don't fuck with Shuckle. Pass. 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 Oh, pass. 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 What the fuck? Pass. 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 Smash. We're less than a 10% ratio right now. Isn't that like a good thing? Pass. Pass. No. Pass. Lugia? Smash. Ho-oh? More like ho-ho. Smash. Celebi. Smash. I'm not taking any questions. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 She's just a badger. Pass. That's the bugs. Pass. 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 Oh, fuck. Pass. 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 Smash. Yep. Jesus Christ. Yep. Pass. 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 What was the one you said? It was like Gador or something like that. Gudro. Pass. 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 Duh, pass. Duh, pass. Like Gen 8? Oh god. Pass. 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 What the fuck? That's way too close. Anyways, pass. 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 It's just a shark. Fucking pass. It's a whale. Pass. It's a bigger whale. Pass. Pass. Whoa, brother. Pass the grass, brother. Pass. Boink. Boink on D's. Anyways, pass. Grumpig. Pass. 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 Flygon. Pass. 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 Just a rock. Pass. The pass. It's a crab. Pass. Just a larger crab. Pass. Or it's a lobster. Sorry. Pass. 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 It's literally just a shrimp cocktail. It's literally just a larger shrimp cocktail. Pass. And no, I would not fuck a shrimp cocktail. I could fuck up a shrimp cocktail. Pass. Double pass. Feebas? Pass. Just a fish. Smash. Pass. 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 God, cast form literally has balls. Like I noticed it at the top age of like 8. Cast form is balls. If you pass this, I'm questioning your sanity. Oh my, no, I feel like cast form is boobs. These are like boobs. Can also be balls. You're saying if I pass, absolutely not. Fucking no, smash. To each their own, yeah. Pass. 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 It's just a piece of metal. Pass. Just more metal. Pass. Regirock. Pass. Regice. Pass. Registeel. Pass. Also, I'm at Moonrise right now. Where are there hook horrors here? Who put them here? How do they get here? Weren't the cultists like in the Underdark? Regirock pass? Listen. Maybe. Smash. Smash. Kyogre? Pass. Pass. Rayquaza? Smash. Smash. Deoxys? Normal? That hip spread though. Pass. Turtwig? Pass. 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 You get a pass. 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 What do you want, dog? Pass. 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 Bidoof? Fucking Bidoof. Pass. 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 It's just plants. It's a moth. It's a bee. I mean, listen. I may be allergic to bees. Pass. 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 Just pass. Yeah. Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Smash. Pass. Pass. Actually, I think my favorite Pokemon is probably Lucario. Now that I think about it. Lucario is pretty cool. I like Lucario. No. The one that isn't Ditto that can mimic. What is it? Zorok? Like that one. That one's like it's like that one and Lucario are like top. Pass. 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 Yeah, that's the one. Zero arc. No. Pass. 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 Smash. Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Fucking pass. Pass. Smash. I don't know why. Smash. Pass. 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 Oh, there we go. Pass. Dialga? Pass. Palkia? Pass. Heatron? Pass. Reggie? Regigius? Pass. Giratina Altered? Pass. 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 Darkrai? Pass. Pass. Arceus? Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Yeah. Pass. 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 Yeah. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 I was waiting for a big Donnie's Happy Meal. Ah. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 No, let's trash. Pass. Smash. Smash. Pass. Smash. Pass. Smash. Smash. Pass. 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 Too bitchy. Pass. It's just a fucking ice cream cone. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Yeah, pass. Smash. Pass. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Favorite mythical. We're gonna pass them. Smash. Ginsect. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 It's just a sword pass. Just another sword pass. Just a shield pass. 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 Just feet. Pass. It's just feet with additional feet. Pass. Pass. I can't tell. I can swipe. Can we like... I wish I could get the text out. Oh, that's how. Oh. Pass. Pass. Jesus. Pass. 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 Smash. Smash. Pass. 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 Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Gudra Gundra. Pass. Just a fucking set of keys. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Unironically, smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Oh, it's mid. Oh, it's midday. So I guess there's like different times. I thought it was just their full name. It was Lycanroc Midday. I was like, what the fuck? Pass. Wishy Washy. Solo. What? What? Pass. Pass. Pass? That's just a fucking donkey. Pass. Just a larger donkey. Pass. 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 Get these bugs out of here. Pass. Smash. Pass. Ugh. Why is it looking into my soul? Pass. Get it out of here. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 It's just a sandcastle. Just another sandcastle. Pass. 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 Just a koala. Pass. And then also pass. Mimic disguised? What does this one look like not disguised? It's its true form, apparently. It's just people are asking. Or apparently it's just a ghosty blob. Pass. A fucking pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Just a buff mosquito. I think this is the first bug one I'm saying smash. What the fuck? Ew. Pass. Yeah, pass. It's just a katana. Pass. 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 Smash. You ever seen none of these? They're from Sun and Moon, I think. Yeah, I think they are. Pass. 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 Yeah, pass. Pass. What the pass? What's a pass? Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Pass. Smash. Pass. 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 Could look at Fox Pokemon? No. Pass. 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 It's just an apple. It's just a broken apple. Pass. Just now an apple pie on the other hand. Pass. Swindon Bandcamp. Anyways, pass. Why does it look like a flashlight? Pass. 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 Gen 9 now? Pass. 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 Just a fucking cup of tea. Pass. It's just a cup of tea trying to act sexy. Pass. Like, this is just weird. Pass. Pass. Smash. Pass. Ugh. Pass. Or just pass. What's pass? Oh, this is like the Alolan, isn't it? I gave a Mizpods. What? Pass. 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 Galarian? No. Pass. 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 That's just a butt. Pass. 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 Just a block of ice on a penguin. Pass. 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 This unit is the first unit I completed the dex. Oh. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Smash. Pass. Pass. Fucking smash. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. I don't care, I love this game. Pass. What the fuck? Pass. Just a pig. Pass. Just a spider. A pass. What? Pass. 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 Family of 4. Pass. Pass. It's literally just a bread dog. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Pass. Much blocks. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. 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 Fucking pass. Why is it said? Pass. 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 Ew. What the fuck? Ew, it's just a fucking bush. Pass. Oh, pass. 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 Pass? Wasn't that the same one? Just a is this just a vacuum? This is the car. This is the fucking car. Pass. I'm not fucking a car. Pass. Pass. Why does it look like a flashlight? Pass. 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 Annihilate. Pass. 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 What? Isn't this just Jigglypuff? Pass. Pass. They're the generation Pokemon from this gen, so yeah. Pass. Pass. Oh, see, these are like new, old Pokemon, but new. Got it. Pass. These are the ancient. Then there's future. Huh. Pass. 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 So I'm gonna guess like this one is a future Pokemon. Pass. 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 So just a box of gold. Pass. 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 Smash. Pass. Pass. Still smash. It's just an apple. Pass. 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 Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the debate I've seen about them doing this with these, because weren't they like introduced like into the world technically, like in the game that they released? I forget which one it was. Would have been like Soul Silver. Like weren't they like just created or something? Or did they wreck on that? Pass. There's like a time machine, it's a whole thing. Pass. Pass. And pass. Nice, you're a degenerate. Wow. Yep. Yep.
Na festa do fim de semana.
Alright, well. That's there's that. I will not be taking any questions. Alright. Time to delete this VOD. Nah, chat. You now must ask questions. No. I won't be taking questions. Ooh, ad break. Ad break coming up. Let's see here. But yeah, no, apparently like Power World had to do something else here recently. Power World update. Oh yeah, Tides of Terraria. They added like Terraria themed stuff. But yeah, they said they had to remove like the gliding aspect with certain pals because like Nintendo's just trying to find every single little thing to try and sue them. Like I get it. Like if you look at like Steam charts, right? If you look at your Steam charts, they still have like 100,000 people playing, and they've pretty much steadied, you know, from their 2.1 million concurrent players to averaging, you know, it seems like about like 50. Sometimes they have their highs, sometimes they have their lows. But they average like 50,000 players. Right. This is just on Steam. Give them a break. They just made a very successful game. It's a parody game, and it's not even because like I enjoyed it because it's like it's a lot of people who played it, people like me who played Pokemon growing up, haven't really played since, but then get this like new version of the game. You get to relive those moments a little bit, but in a more adult setting, I guess you could say. I'd play if my PC wasn't a toaster oven. Yeah. Played a bunch of Power World. I will say, I have played a bunch of Power World. And I do love the game. When I say love, well, yeah. It's a pretty fun game. Me and my friends have played a bunch of it. Okay, I'll be right back. Random subject, watching a movie before joining stream. What movie? K-pop Demon Hunters? I've heard a lot of people talking about that.
We have a lot to talk about.
Here, let's watch this video. While I eat my cereal. Sort of watch it like it was on TikTok and a bunch. Yeah. So if you guys don't know who Pirate Software is, he's been like he might talk about it a little bit here. But he's been in a bunch of drama here recently. And I used to watch a lot of his content. But then he's just been in a bunch of drama over the last like year. Because he was doing like WoW hardcore, which is, you know, if you die, if your character dies, you have to like restart and everything. Basically what I've been doing in Skyrim. And like something had happened and his whole party was killed, but I think him. And they were like, "Oh, you could have saved." And it was a whole situation. And then there's just been a bunch of other drama. I just kind of stopped watching him in general, not because of any of that. But then recently, there's been this thing called "Stop Killing Games" initiative, which is this guy is basically going after corporations, like gaming companies, and trying to pass laws to where like we own our games again. Or if like there's a situation where a game requires like servers and everything, if a company's going to shut down said servers, then it should be given to the people who bought the game, and then just like make it a community ran thing. Because a lot of this stems from like because the Crew 2 got shut down, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, they can't just do that," and they're like, "Yeah, no, you can." Like we can, like they're just like we're done with this game. It's been this whole thing. So now they're like, well, if you're gonna do this, you know, if we buy content, because there's been this huge thing in the gaming scene called sunsetting. Destiny's done it a bunch. Where they just delete a bunch of content, right? Whether you've bought and paid for it or not, they deleted like Destiny 2 deleted like 2 years. It was like 100 and like almost like $200 worth of content they just deleted. And trust me, I know because I bought that content. They just deleted it. It no longer exists. So, what's going on with Pirate Software is that when he's reading all this, when Stop Killing Games first came out, he was reading and misinterpreting what it was about, and he's just been basically, I wouldn't say running a smear campaign. Is that the word I want to use? But he was just saying how it's a shit initiative and like all this stuff, right? He was his opinions on it was very detrimental because he wasn't understanding what was happening, like what it was about. And then when people would come in to try and correct him, he just didn't give a shit. He just didn't care. And he talks about because you know he's apparently a game dev. There's now speculations around that, and a bunch of things like that. But apparently he got swatted. So we'll see.
In this video from another perfect example of we have a lot to talk about in this video, from another perfect example of Pirate Software yet again lying to Ross, to Pirate Software putting out some more interesting tweets, as well as Pirate addressing this mass review bomb comment that he had talked about in his stream today, to the thing that we're going to be talking about first, because I think this is by far the most serious. Pirate Software just got swatted. And right before we jump into that, this channel has been blowing up, talking about all the drama from this week. I've been doing daily uploads. If you're new here, consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. It allows me to make content for you guys and do it as quickly as I am. And for all of you that have subscribed over the past week and liked videos, thank you so much. More on that at the end of the video. But now let's jump into Pirate Software getting swatted. Shout out to my Discord member Zoyboy. He's the one that clipped this from today's stream for Pirate Software. This is where we're going to be covering most of what we have before we go to Twitter. But this is kind of where he introduces him getting swatted.
I think the most interesting thing that came out of it is so many different developers actually reached out and were pissed off at me for leaving off-brand because they're like, the trolls win and now they know that they can like cyberbully people into losing their jobs and shit. And I was like, they already could do that. Like that's how they tried to kill me on Tuesday. So yeah. I mean, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I know you have like this big grandstanding narrative that you have to fit to, and oh shit, now they know that they have blood in the water. They swatted me on Tuesday. I don't give a shit what you think. I'm out, dude. Enjoy your initiative. Have fun. I hope the government listens to you and that they give you what you want instead of what you actually asked for, which probably isn't going to happen. In the middle of the stream, about 9 a.m., I got a bunch of phone calls to my phone. They left a bunch of voicemails of shit saying, your time has come, in like a giant screeching voice, and then we got swatted. But at the same time, it's like, I don't give a fuck about your initiative because your people are unhinged. And I realize that's not everybody that's part of that, but I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I'm out. Have fun. Good luck.
So that's a pretty big deal. So just in case some people don't understand, swatting, that is when somebody calls in a threat. So apparently like either a hostage situation that somebody's killed somebody, and they give the address typically of a content creator, usually a live streamer. This will cause the local police department to essentially send in a legitimate SWAT team to clear the place and assess the threat that does not exist. Swatting, in worst case scenarios, will lead to somebody dying. And this swatting that Pirate Software went through genuinely could have ended up with him dying. Like, that is a real thing. It has happened before. And just so we're covering our bases, like here, I've talk shit about Pirate. I don't agree with his point of views. A lot of people that show up to watch these videos don't agree with those point of views. They think he is insufferable, narcissistic, nepo baby. He even goes through a list in this video. To go the extra mile and have a SWAT team show up to somebody's home, like Pirates, is not okay. Whoever did that,
No.
You are legitimately a vile human being. And at this point,
I think it was QT Cinderella. They used to live. There used to be a bunch of creators, streamers who like lived in a house together. But I know that she has like gone into interviews because she had to stop streaming because she was because they just kept getting swatted. Just constantly. And she was just terrified. Like all of them were. They would move somewhere, people would somehow find out their new address, and they would get swatted. It was like a weekly thing. And it sadly, it got to the point, yeah, like it got to the point where they were like, this has happened so many times, would you like not recognize this address? Or like they would move, and they would have to call and be like, hey, this is our new address. Ignore these calls. But then they would still get swatted. I mean, it happens all the time. All the time. I mean, there's this guy who, it was this small streamer who he'd sit and stream, but he had a window, just like this little window, like in his background. And he would open it, he would keep it open for like natural light during the day. And people found out his location just from outside that little window, and he kept getting swatted because of it. I just want to preference. If you call in a fake SWAT, it is illegal. And they can and will find you, and they will arrest you. So, keep that in mind. Swatting is very dangerous. There actually have been people who have died. Yeah. There actually has been people who have died from this. It is not something you play around with. Because when you make that phone call and you say that this person has a bunch of people held hostage, they just killed 3 people, the police are going in thinking, holy shit, there's a triple homicide and a hostage situation. not knowing that there's just some dude live streaming in his bedroom. You know what I mean? It's a terrible thing. And that's part of the reason why I do VTubing, is to try and keep my anonymity, so people don't know who I am.
If Pirate doesn't want to talk about the initiative ever again, I don't blame the guy. He did tweet about it last night, which was after the swatting, so it seems like he will continue to chat about it, which we'll talk about, but I don't blame him. If you're going to get death threats, yeah, he shouldn't talk about it. If he's fearful for his life because somebody, and again, it's not saying everybody, I'm not saying everybody is doing this, but if somebody, because of this drama, ended up sending a SWAT team to his home, that gives, for me, anybody the right to step away from any situation. I'm not going to hold it against him for never talking about this movement ever again. I will hold it against him if he does talk about it and he misrepresents it or lies about it or just has a...
Because that was the huge thing, is that he made several videos, like Pirate Software, giving misinformation about what this movement was about, and just basically ruined it. And it's been something like, this was like 10 months ago or something like that, when he made these videos, and then he's getting called out for it. Like, seriously getting called out for it. And now he's like, oh, I can't believe it. You know, why did no one come to me in 10 months and try to correct me? Now I'm the bad guy. Like, all this shit. He can't admit that he's wrong. It's a very narcissistic trait. But, and like he said, I completely agree with Pirate now being like, I don't want to fucking hear about this stop killing games bullshit, because people straight up swatted him because of it. And we're not even going to talk about when the WoW situation happened, because the WoW situation was something completely different. And in that situation, what had happened there, like I said, was they claimed he could have done something to like prevent the other people on his team from dying, right? That was the whole argument. But then all of a sudden, right, it gets blown up, right, way out of proportions, and people are calling him and his moderators, saying they're gonna, you know, unalive them and all this other horrible shit, do things to them and all this stuff. And he's like, what the fuck? And then now this is happening. Like, it's wild.
a terrible opinion that I feel like I can, talk about. And he's going to talk about it too, but he was receiving tons of death threats as well. None of that's okay. Sending death threats to somebody because they disagree with you about video game preservation, like, just think about that. Say that out loud. That is insane. That is not okay. I don't care if people like show up on my videos or show up on his and are like, hey, you got doo-doo opinions, you suck, you're lame, plus ratio, lick my balls. Like, I don't care about that stuff. That is water off a duck's back. You just have to learn to roll with those punches. But to go the next step and to send death threats and to legitimately act on your anger by physically sending police to somebody's home, not okay. I feel like that should just be common knowledge, but there's always going to be somebody that's going to try to pull something like this. And for anybody that's like, oh, so we're defending Pirate now. No, we're going to be talking about that for the rest of the video, but yeah, you should defend him on this point. It is not okay to swat anybody for any of these reasons that have come out, especially for him disagreeing with the Stop Killing Games initiative. Whether he's misrepresenting it or not, doesn't justify it. But now let's switch gears, because I want to talk about proof that Pirate Software once again lied. And this time, he was lying directly to Ross, the leader of the Stop Killing Games initiative. Now, admittedly, this is a bit of an oldie, but I didn't see anybody cover it. But this is from his original post that we had talked about, a couple other videos.
Are they still setting
the
off
one that I
those
talked about it in up
firecrackers?
above me. But it's this thread right here. Accursed farm.
Wasn't that like... Oh my god. People were setting off fireworks. People were setting off fireworks on the 3rd, on January 3rd, just like all night, and the 4th. Surprised no one's setting off any tonight because it's Saturday. The real thing is I'm surprised we didn't hear any gunshots going off. Because people love just unloading their guns on 4th of July.
Farms is replying back. That's Ross saying, I don't have much to add beyond what I said in my video,
Someone set up a firework in broad daylight. Yeah, I believe it.
but saying I never took my videos down is false unless it was done by someone else who manages your channel. The stream where you read my reply and the one prior to that were absolutely deleted from your channel. And so Pirate responds back saying Twitch VODs auto-delete after 60 days. Any stream going over 12 hours of runtime on YouTube is auto-cut off and then deleted at 16 hours of runtime due to their shitty storage system. What you've proposed here is untrue and a deflection from my message. Accursed Farm says, no, I mean the gap of those 2 particular days in between weeks of videos that were not on your YouTube livestream. They were deleted a couple of days after posted. I guess the evidence is deleted now, but I imagine at least a few people could corroborate that. Pirate Software then goes on to show this. Here are all the videos from that time period. As you can see, they all cut off at 11:55, are missing, or show times of 20 plus hours. When streaming over 16 hours, VODs will routine disappear or go into a broken state. He goes on to explain that when they go into that state, there's a black screen. You only see them for a 720p version if they have it. Any video set to 11:55 has deleted all content beyond it. So really hammering home, again, this is how VODs work on YouTube. Completely, I did not delete these. You need to understand. Cursed Farm says, I'm a bit skeptical, but I'll leave it to people who know more about this to say if that would cause a YouTube VOD to be deleted 3 to 5 days after being fully viewable. I distinctly remember the 2 days in question being gone with others being intact around it. Pirate again, this is a triple down now as shown here. This has been known for years about the YouTube VOD issue. And so in this thread, when Pirate initially...
The YouTube VOD issue is like an actual thing, though. YouTube VOD issue is like an actual thing. But the question is if his VODs were over 12 hours or not.
Responded to Accursed, some people started including this clip, and I went ahead and found the actual VOD on his channel just to show you guys, you know, this is directly from it. Here at about 3:37:32, this is him openly admitting to deleting those VODs.
On top of it, I went through the Reddit for their initiative for that, and there were a number of posts in there that were people saying we should keep baiting him and attacking him because if we do that, he'll keep talking about it, then more people will sign the initiative. They were planning that shit. And those threads are still there. They're still up. People are still talking about that shit on there. So instead of that, I just deleted all the VODs where we were talking about it. I kept my videos up and I walked away. They can eat shit.
So you did lie. You did delete those VODs. And let me make it very clear. I'm not upset that he deleted the VODs. You know, he gave reason. You know, there was a bunch of hate on him, people being viscous in the comments, like totally understandable. If you want to delete them, that's okay. My issue is that he said what you've proposed here is untrue and a deflection from my message. He is so confidently wrong here and tries to make fun of and belittle Accursed Farms for saying what happened, for saying, yes, you deleted those VODs. You're saying no, and you suck for it. I'm actually smarter. Here's all the proof that you need to show that this is just something that happens. And I feel like with truly a near 100% certainty that he just forgot, that he just didn't realize or didn't remember that he deleted those VODs. If you want to think that he was doing this maliciously, that he was just like actively trying to deceive Ross here, you're fine to. I don't think he did. I think he forgot and he just chose to triple down on acting like, yeah, no, for sure, they just delete normally. I didn't do that. And then on top of that, there is a screenshot, allegedly, I guess, because since I'm not on his Discord to confirm this, but this guy shows that Thor hopped on his Discord and then put this out on top of, their conversation with Ross saying that, no, I didn't delete them, saying he actually had no idea how VODs work. And here he is linking the thread. My brother in Christ, you were wrong about it. Thor is making fun of, on his public Discord, Ross for not knowing how VODs work, even though he was correct that Thor actually did delete those VODs. No wonder the internet is just completely through with this guy because he will be so confidently wrong, literally mocking the people that are saying the actual truth of the matter, and odds are he's not going to walk this back. But moving on from this, back to the clip that I was showing you guys earlier, he also talks about the mass review bombing of the off-brand games and gives us a bit more clarity as to what he was talking about when he said that.
I've seen a bunch of the off-brand game things. If you don't understand, Pirate Software works for a company called worked for a company now, I guess now, called Off Brand Games, and they make just a bunch of various different games, and because of everything that's happened, he's reportedly saying that uh, all of the games for off-brand were being review bombed, so he had to leave. Apparently, this is what he claimed.
You talk more about the review bombs. Some people are confused about what took place. Yeah, so basically, people started going on social media and trying to say that the reason why I was against the SKG initiative is because I had a commanding stake or was making a lot of money off of Rivals of Either, which is a live service game that has microtransactions. In reality, I was paid minimum wage, federal minimum wage, to work on that game. But after they started doing that, people started to review bomb the game. They put negative reviews on it. However, Ludwig then put out a tweet saying it's really unfair that people are review bombing this game, and they do support, the developers do support the SKG initiative. Smart thing to do. Immediately, those review bombs turned into a positive review bomb as a result. But they were going after those games specifically because of me, and using that as a reason to go after them.
I have actually, I just checked that I didn't close Microsoft Paint down last night, so I actually have the 4 that I showed on stream if you'd like them.
I mean, it's just 4. They'll be like, that was only 4. Like, I understand how the internet works. No matter what evidence is provided at this point, no one gives a shit.
I literally just went onto the reviews for Rival Blazer 2, sorted by most recent and then negative, and it was like in the top 10, these were just the first 4 I found in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's still more that are there. Some people didn't change the reviews and shit, and they directly call out me. And so, because of that, I had a meeting with Ludwig, and I was like, the best way to handle this is that I leave.
So let's start off. Let's give him a little bit of grace. Working minimum wage as the, strategic director of off-brand games. Good for him, honestly. But now, the review bomb. So they said there were a bunch of, negative reviews from Steam. From what I've heard from my comments just yesterday talking about all of this, and again, you can check out that video. I go fully in detail. It's completely timestamped so you guys can see the actual viewing of the negative reviews, that being literally nothing out of the ordinary, and like genuinely maybe 30 in total across all 3 games. He apparently says that those were switched to positive reviews, which, okay, great. You called this a massive review bomb. There are millions of people that are tuning in to hear about this drama and talk about what is going on. And you're telling me that from their own words, they saw 4. They're never giving a number. They're never giving a number about how many negative reviews there are because people went ahead and looked. And now here, Pirate is directly talking about the Steam page, and some people were saying, well, maybe they were review bombing on other platforms, things like that. Well, they're directly talking about the Steam page. I don't know about you guys. Maybe, I guess, he has a viciously different understanding or a different definition for what a mass review bomb is. But for me, it's not 4, it's not 10, it's not even like 30 across 3 separate games, and I'm being very generous with saying about 30. A mass review bombing is like what Helldivers went through, where there were tens of thousands of them. And I made the argument that he was misrepresenting the situation, that he was being untrue about the actual situation at stake when he's talking about this massive review bomb. People hear that, huge buzzword. That means a lot of people are being negative about it. No, a high school classroom of people left negative reviews. And from what I understand, people went in and checked them. Most of those negative reviews are talking about the video game. As a matter of fact, Steam will remove reviews that you put. I spoke with a few game developers. They will remove reviews that are not talking about the video game, and you can actually contact them and request to remove them and show why that they should be removed. And I hate to admit this, but I agree with Pirate. He should be stepping down from a game publishing company if he is a strategic director of said publishing company, if he is entirely against an initiative that is supporting consumer rights and the preservation of video games. He's spot on. That is a terrible look for a game company. He shouldn't be anywhere near it. Would you be more willing to purchase a game knowing that one of the head honchos is completely against this, that is completely against the idea of having a conversation about consumer rights? Probably not. Now, to close out on this clip that I'm showing you guys, he talks about Ross's video about the end of Stop Killing Games. When he was like down and out, he was doing a last-ditch effort, which thankfully has worked. Again, links in description for the petitions. We still need more signatures. We hit our goal, but we want to make sure that there aren't botted signatures, things like that. So please go ahead. If you know people, educate, let them know, get signatures. But he yet again misrepresents something coming from Ross, that being this video where he's saying that he spent that entire 33 minutes shitting on Pirate Software.
A statement came out yesterday not to public, not to harass, or why was that not part of the half an hour long video?
Yeah, you know, the hour-long video with 33 minutes of it trying to say that I was a piece of shit. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so on Tuesday I got swatted. I've gotten constant calls to my cell phone. I've had tens of thousands of death threats a day, including to the moderators and the rest of the team. People called the county trying to say that our rescue is an animal horde, so we had to deal with that. I've been called a pedophile, a zoophile, a rapist, a corporate plant, a degenerate, a narcissist, a nepo baby, and many other names. And they also went after every job I ever held, trying to say I never worked there. And then when they found out I did, they tried to say I didn't deserve them.
Okay, first off, we know you worked at Blizzard for 7 years. Trust me, everybody knows. But joking aside, his assessment of the video that Ross made about it being 33 minutes of just absolutely shitting on Pirate is just factually wrong. What he's talking about, he said, yeah, he compiled all of the times that I was being shitty, that I was being rude to him, which he apologized. He feels bad for being mean. And he compiled all of these into about a 15-second clip, which I'll show you now.
So this was my first encounter of him.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. Now, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I dropped the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing. That sounds stupid as shit.
Oh, yeah. I can see why people like him.
All right, I was wrong. That clip was just short of a minute, so not 15 seconds. I completely blew it there. I'm sorry. Take notes, Thor. Now, outside of addressing Pirate saying things like this, he brings up a few other instances of Pirate disagreeing with him, also just showing his points of disagreeing with him where he gets things wrong. Outside of that, he takes these 33 minutes that Pirate is calling just shitting on him to completely point by point talk about the Stop Killing Games initiative and how Pirate has misrepresented it and that he's frustrated that that's caused an impact to the Stop Killing Games initiative. I'm not going to go over it point by point. I will leave a link to his video in the description. Jump to about 33 minutes. It's timestamped and you can watch him and you can decide, is he being a dick about it? Is he being rude to Pirate Software, going over point by point and just explaining the Stop Killing Games initiative again and again? If this happened to me, if I got something this wrong and then someone spent half an hour the way that Ross did, I'd thank him because this is the kindest way that he called out Pirate Software. 95% of the time spent in this is just him going through your points. But yeah, the guy's frustrated. You were also rude to him. Like, duh, he's gonna be a little upset back, which is why he included that minute of what Pirate has said. It's just, again, Pirate misrepresenting very clearly, and I'm not gonna speak on the intention of it, but maybe he feels like that was all an attack to him. I know plenty of people that are pretty immature, and if I try to have a conversation with them and disagree with them on a point, they take it personally, and it just seems like Pirate's kind of doing the same. I'm not gonna go for him maliciously misconstruing it or anything. It could just be he's being really immature about it, and that's fine. He's just wrong, so we're gonna talk about it. But now to close this video off, let's jump into his most recent tweets that came out about yesterday now. Pirate Software drops this absolute banging tweet that's gonna shift the tides of understanding of this. He says, the most interesting narrative is that my videos somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all. Making me the villain did though. Best of luck with your next steps. And so he shows this, and you can see the daily signature amount over time here, which is showing a negative downward trend. You can see where Pirate put out his video. Now, I was up at 2 a.m. last night, saw this come out, was chatting with a few people, and I was like, hey, let me figure out where I can find this graph, because I want to see the exact day of when Pirate dropped his video. So I ended up finding a website to show me the initial performance of his first video, Stop Killing Games. It came out on August 6th. And you can see here that in those first, let's do 14 days here. Those first 14 days, or 15 days here, 902,000 views. So that goes from August 6th to August 20th. Okay, so I then found a chart to help me see the average view signatures, so the cumulative signatures and the daily signature change for the Stop Killing Games initiative. And it's hard to see, but this here is August 5th and August 6th here. August 6th, you can see here, so the 5th, the day before it, it jumps up 23,000 signatures a day. And then August 6th hits, and then you can see a downward trend. And you can see it leading down, and then even if we go out, those 15 days or even 10 days here, We can see it goes down to 3,000 a day. So using this graph, I could make the argument that, yeah, after Pirate posted his video, we see it go from 23,000 the day before to 14,000, and it stays going on that downward trend from when he put out his video. Now I feel like that's just kind of being a bit petty, because like realistically you can't really draw that kind of correlation with a graph like that. It's easy to, but with a movement this big, it's hard to make sense of those factors. But after Pirate put out his video, a lot of people, including myself initially, because I wasn't super deep into this, I was covering Mr. Beast stuff, kind of just stopped taking interest in it because there was conflicting views on it. And at that point, even if it's like 50-50 or there's a lot of that friction, I'm not going to do the research, and I think most people aren't going to do the research, and Pirate was very well liked at this point. People are going to stop kind of looking into it. There were a lot of people that were, disagreeing with him, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but even with just that bit of friction, it was enough to completely have me lose interest in looking into the movement. So I didn't even cover it at the time. And I just don't believe it's a stretch to believe that Pirate Software had a pretty sizable impact on the Stop Killing Games initiative. Admittedly, I'm getting a bit theoretical here. I think Pirate's kind of doing the same, but I'm just not buying that this is just proof that he didn't have an impact on it. And for the icing on top of this turd cake, he ends up also replying to it and saying, and for those that don't understand why I put out the videos in the first place, you might want to give this a read. So this is a blog from Daniel. I'm not too sure who Daniel is, admittedly, and he's pretty much breaking down why the Stop Killing Games initiative sucks. And admittedly, I haven't fully read through this yet. I'll probably do more, might do a stream covering it. But when I was glancing over it again, like 2 a.m. last night before I'm heading to bed, I ran into seeing this free to play the cherry on top. I'm gonna just read you a few parts of this here. The fact that the movement also wants to extend itself to free to play games is also egregious. People do not pay for these games, and microtransactions do not constitute ownership of some license to own the game in perpetuity. And he talks about the EU Consumer Protection Cooperation Network. It's already published principles requiring clear and transparent pricing. This is something that was happening a few months ago, not really relevant to what we're talking about here. And then he finishes it off with, but SKG wants to extend preservation requirements to games people got for free. The entitlement is staggering. In typical Pirate fashion, this is misrepresenting what the initiative is asking for. Now, he does touch on it a little bit. I'll give him credit. He does talk about the microtransactions do not mean that you have a license to the game in perpetuity, but that's what the fact kind of explains. In the FAQ, isn't it unreasonable to ask this of free-to-play games? The answer is, while free-to-play games are free for users to try, they're supported by microtransactions which customers spend money on. When a publisher ends a free-to-play game without providing any recourse to the players, they are effectively robbing those that bought features for the game. Hence, they should be accountable to making the game playable in some fashion once support ends. Our proposed regulations would have no impact on non-commercial games that are 100% free, however. So right off the bat, no, it is not asking this for entirely free-to-play games, but to talk about microtransactions, you have purchased a good, and to take away that good at the end of it isn't okay. And Daniel's right. You don't actually, as of right now, when you buy microtransactions, you don't have a license to play that game in perpetuity. But the initiative doesn't like that, and they think that if you're able to purchase in-game goods, you should still be entitled to use those and not have that good taken away from you. Similar to the fact that if you purchase a video game, you should not have that video game taken away from you because the developers are just done supporting it. I think that's reasonable. Matter of fact, it's getting the foot in the door, so there could be more conversations about this if you disagree with it. But Pirate Software is not interested in having this discussion with Ross, so maybe I guess there is no wiggle room there. Maybe we're just gonna have to figure that out when it does, go forward. Hopefully, as long as we get.
I think so. When they're talking about like free to play games, the things you can buy. I've talked about Destiny 2 here recently. Actually, there's 2 games I want to talk about. So, 2 games have done this that I've played, right? There's Destiny 2, right? And what they did is they had whenever they released the game, they had a campaign called the Red War, right? And then they released 2 DLC for the game, right? And then they released, so the Red War was starting $60, the 2 DLC, I think they were $40 each. They were either $40 in total or they were $40 each. I think they were $40 each. Right. So right here, this alone is $140. Right. And let's look this up. Curse of Osiris. It was $20. They were $20 each. War Mind Prize. Yeah, they were both $20. Sorry, they were $40 in total. Yeah. So this alone was $100. Right. We're talking like the base versions. Right. It was $100. And then they released a larger campaign that was called Forsaken. Right. Let's call it Forsaken. Yeah, 4. Right. That also was a $60 price tag. Right. So this was in the first 2 years of the game. Right. So a total of $160. In year, I think it would have been year 4, so 2 years later, they state we are going to sunset, right, all year 1 content. So all of this content would be going away. Bye-bye. See ya. And that's what they did. They just straight up deleted all of it. Then they made the game, because they got rid of the original campaign, they then made the game free to play. They then made the game free to play. But you still had to buy, so there would have been 2 more DLC that released. So it would have been, yeah, it was Forsaken, Beyond Light, and it would have been Shadowkeep would have been the year. So then they have like a bunch of DLC. So they have the Forsaken, they have Beyond Light, they have Shadowkeep, right? It was the year that they had Shadowkeep. So this is, we'll just go like year 2, year 3, year 4, right? So in year 4, they got rid of all the year 1 content, made the game free to play. But you still had to buy all these other DLCs, which all had like $60 price tags, right? Then in year, was it year 5? It would have been year 6. In year 6, they got rid of all the Forsaken stuff. So I miss OG Destiny, yeah. Well, so then they just ended up getting rid of $160 plus worth of content. Sitting the tree in the tower, yeah. That's what they did. They got rid of $160 or more of content. Just gone. Snap of the finger. It's all gone. And what did the community get in return? Nothing. Zilch. Nada. Not a dang thing. So someone like me, who spent the $160 or more, I would have prefaced the more, we didn't get anything in return. Just this content's gone forever and ever and ever. Amen. And there's nothing you can do about it. Kick rocks. And now, like I said, they're in this free-to-play model, right? And the only thing that's in the free-to-play model are like 3 activities or like 3 game modes. Like 3 game modes, but not even the full game modes, right? So like not even the full game modes, because you only have like the intro, like the beginning, Because each game mode kind of has like 2 tiers, right? They kind of have three segments. I guess you could like I don't know. It's like easy, normal, hard, right? I guess that's how you can classify it. So free-to-play players have access to the first 2 tiers of these 3 game modes that they get access to. But the hard versions, they have to buy every single DLC to access. You also have to buy they have access to some raids. They have access to some raids. And that's it. Like they'll bring I think it's like 3 raids. Those have access to 3 raids. But they have access to none of the dungeons. They have access to none of the story. None of that. And what makes it even worse, and here's the part that really gets me, is that with every expansion, right, they release 3 seasons. Oh my goodness. They release 3 seasons. Every expansion. I should say 3 to 4. 3 to 4 seasons. Its average is like 3. Each one of these seasons, I think it kind of averages 3 now. Each one of these seasons is $10. Right? $10. Now, these seasons consist of 2 things. A battle pass and story content. I'm back. Welcome back. So these battle passes so these seasons consist of 2 things: a battle pass and story content. Right. So here's the deal: you pay $10. You pay your 10 doubloons, right, for this content. Now you get your battle pass. You get your story content. At the end of the season, right, standardly the battle pass goes away, gets replaced with a new battle pass. You can continue to play this story content, however. Pretty cool, right? Until the new expansion rolls around and you lose that content. You straight up lose it. It's gone. So if you liked that story and you paid the $10 for it, right? You paid the $10 for that story. Hey, by the time the next expansion rolls around, it's gone. You can never play it again. So we're talking every season or every expansion, you're losing $30 to $40 every single expansion of content. You can keep the stuff that's like you can keep the weapons and the armor and all that stuff, but you can't grind for it anymore. Like if that in that last season, if you got busy, right, you couldn't grind as much. You didn't get this armor set. Too bad. There's no way to go back and get it, or this weapon, or whatever. So it's just been this huge model of like, a battle pass is one thing, and here's been my argument: if you want to do a battle pass, right? Because battle passes are pretty standard, right? If you're like, all right, you pay $10, right, and you get the battle pass. There's no trade system. No, there's no trade system in the game at all. Nope, no way to trade. Yeah. But if you're like, hey, $10 for the battle pass, and then the seasonal content's free, because that's another thing about the seasonal content, is that it's kind of you have to play the game to understand that like we can go into about all that. Part of the reason why I stopped playing Destiny 2 was because of this. But like if you say like $10 for the battle pass, okay. That's pretty standard. But it's whenever you start locking playable content that you're just going to remove in 3 months behind a paywall, to me, is a little. It's like if Fortnite was like, we're releasing all these new game modes, but you have to buy the battle pass. And then when the new season rolls around, it's all gone. Like, here's all this content. Here's this like really cool game mode, but you have to spend $10, and then in 3 months, it's gonna go away. And I get it; they can't have all of these game modes on their server all the time because it's just gonna bog it down. But at the very least, like I said, make that seasonal content, right? Make it free. Make it free. Because then that gives the free to play players. Because you got to remember, dude, Destiny 2, right, is on a free to, I'm going to put in quotations, it's on a free to play model, right? You get, I wouldn't say it's free to play. It's free to try, right? You can try the game for free. You can't do anything in the game. The amount that you can do in Destiny 2 is equivalent to jack and shit on the free to play model. Unless you're considering like, I think like there's a few raids you could do, but trying to find raid groups and trying to get gear even to be able to do a raid, because raids aren't easy. Because all the good gear gets basically locked behind a paywall. Right? Basically just gets locked behind a paywall. And there's just nothing you can do. Because all the good gear comes from the raids you have to buy. It comes from the dungeons that you have to buy individually. We're not even going to talk about that. It comes from, I mean, like I said, the seasons. There might be something from the season. Again, you have to buy. Just how it is. You have to buy every single thing in the game. And I know that they just I think they have. I should put the Steam page. It was like the big thing with the game. Why do you enlarge? Like, let's just go. Where's it at? Destiny 2, right? I mean, I just want to point out that I have every single achievement in this game. But let's just go. Yeah, it's good DLC, right? What is this? Year of Prophecy Ultimate Edition. It's $100. What is Year of the Prophecy? Is this their new expansion? Yeah, it's their new expansion. It's $100. Oh, Final Shape's $20. Let's see your Legacy Collection. It's on sale right now. What does this include? Lightfall, Witch Queen, Beyond Light, Shadowkeep Forsaken, doesn't exist anymore. 30th anniversary, Pit of Heresy, Shadow Throne, Grasp of Avarice. Say it's $7 right now. It's not bad. Dungeon keys for Lightfall and Witch Queen are sold separately. That's right. Lightfall, to all Destiny 2 players are not included in this pack. Oh, did they make Beyond Light and Shadowkeep free to play? Oh, that's cool. So you're paying for the raids. That's what you're paying for now. But I want to point out too that like the dungeon keys for Lightfall and Witch Queen are sold separately. Kind of wild. Because So this is on sale right now for $7, but it ends on the 10th. So normally this is $70, right? You then still have to buy the where are the dungeon keys? Store page. Here we go, the Light and Darkness collection. This should have like everything in it. Oh no, this is just Shadowkeep expansion plus the annual pass up or final shape plus annual pass upgrade. Which the annual pass upgrade doesn't give you shit. Except the dungeon. So you get the extra raid. So for twice the price, you get the extra expansion on top of everything that was before. But you still have to buy the dungeon keys, which are like $20 each. So to play two of the other dungeons, so you have to drop like $200 to play everything in this game. Which is just wild to me. Yeah. It'd be $200 to be able to play anything in the game. And then again, $30 to $40 every year goes bye-bye. Because if you buy the big expansion, right? So there for the past few years, you know, you could buy the standard DLC, which was like 60. Oh my goodness, which was like $60, right? Or you could buy the big expansion, which I think was like, which was $100, because this just came with the main story. This came with the main story and raid, right? The $100 version came with that, plus all the seasons and the dungeon. Actually, no, isn't there 2 dungeons a year? There's only one. I'm trying to think. I think there's only one. No, I think there's 2 now. Yeah, there's 2 a year. There's 2 dungeons a year. There's 2 dungeons. So we're talking 3 to 4 seasons plus the 2 dungeons. Right. So it's kind of worth it because you're talking like $30 to $40 here. You're talking like $40 here. It ends up, it's kind of worth it, and you don't have to worry about. You just pay the one price. You just don't got to worry about it. But yeah, it's just, this sort of the problem right now. It's just like all the sunsetting, and I've talked about the Overwatch transition to Overwatch 2. Right, where originally Overwatch was $60+ right? And then they went to free to play. So New Vegas, is it good? I've heard it's good. I'm not the biggest fan of the Fallout series, so that's not really my expertise. But all right, I'm tired, and I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna try it out. Okay. because I gotta get up, do stuff tomorrow. So, y'all take it easy. Have a good one. Take care. Much love. Bye.